Yeah. Well, I did a few things wrong yesterday. And it took me back to 1986 when I had to pick a class for home economics, and it was a sewing class, and I hated it and I sucked at it. And I still do. I remember my teacher gave me a C plus, and she ended up sewing my project. It was fuzzy lips. I couldn't do it. I kept breaking needles, just like I was doing yesterday, breaking needles. And I had a sewing machine back then. My sewing sucked then, and it sucks 3 months ago, 5 months ago, and it sucks today still. But I ended up creating this, and it looks like hell. But this here was dyed with this was veg tan. This is a little bit darker. But I'm going to try to use the same technique of vinegar and steel wool. I used grindings last time. But I'm going to try to dye this and try to hide some of my shabby looking stitch in there. I took a black magic marker on the end of this. I haven't finished, burnishing the edges. I put my burnishing tool, I made it so I can hook it to my drill. It's somewhere around here. But another thing that I did wrong yesterday was, I think using this as a hammer to drive needles through, that's not how I broke the needles. But ultimately, I was pulling them too hard and snapping them. So I ended up driving them through. I don't think that's protocol, so yeah. I don't see other people working on leather with a bunch of dents in their hammer, mallet, thingamajigger. So and another thing I did wrong, I got in trouble when I was throwing these, I didn't take the necessary precautions to explain that it was demonstrational, practicing purposeful, wasn't for children type of situation, So that was stricken, and YouTube's very fair about that stuff, and I took a course to remedy it, and I understand why and what went wrong and how I should have done it differently. So I'll do a future one on those, but not today. I'm still recovering. But anyways, let's try this. I don't know. I'm not sure. It worked on the veg tan, but I don't know if it'll work on this type of leather or not. But I made this so it could be the scout carry type. And I had a problem with folding these around, and I just had problems all the way around. But the knife fits rather well. I might as well show that real quick. I stretched the leather and got it to where this sucker goes in there, and it will stay in there. So that's good. It's in there pretty good, It takes a little force to get it out of there. Let's see if this will work on this leather here. Try it on the back first of all. Whoa, yeah. It's a chemical reaction ultimately. That turns